Good morning, folks. How are you guys doing? Happy Wednesday to you all. I wanted to speak today about the overwhelming importance of positive thinking, more so now than ever, and particularly in light of Boris's press conference yesterday, setting out the government's stance on coronavirus for the coming probably 6 months. We've had 6 months to date since March, since we went into lockdown, since things were at their peak, and that's been very challenging for a lot of people. But I'd make the case now that the next 6 months, roughly Q4 of this year and Q1 of next year, autumn and winter, are going to be the toughest for a lot of people, harder than the last 6 months. And there's a few reasons why I think that's the case. Now, I'm setting these out with a real focus on positive thinking being the theme of this video, but I think balanced with a realistic view of things, right? And I think that's what Boris was trying to do yesterday, because to my mind, he's a naturally optimistic, buoyant character. And I don't think any part of him wanted to deliver a speech like that yesterday that would place further restrictions or infringements on people's social freedoms or on businesses' economic outlooks. But, you know, he had to do that because we're looking at the potential for an exponential rise in the number of cases. So anyway, coming into the next 6 months, we've got a combination of things that are going to happen, which is why I think it's very important to stay positive and very important to look out for each other. We've got the furlough scheme ending at the end of October, and no announcements or plans for further support in that area, which means a lot of people will be made redundant. Their income will drop significantly. They'll struggle as a result of that in many, many areas. And it was interesting listening to the Chief Medical Officer, Chris Whitty, talk about the health implications of an economic downturn when it comes to a sort of a cycle where people have less money to spend. Increase in stress can cause illness. Then you've got struggling to put food on the table. You've got kind of a lot of medical implications that come from negative economic consequences, and it's all quite relatable. So you've got furlough schemes coming to an end. We're coming into the winter, which in the UK typically is not the most uplifting time. Weather-wise, it's colder, it's damp, it's grey, it's raining. And with the travel restrictions in place and the lower disposable income for most families, it's also much harder to go away for a holiday to escape. So you're kind of stuck in that environment without great prospects for a lot of people in terms of their vocation and their professional earning power. Probably a rise in the number of coronavirus cases. Well, we're already seeing that anyway, but the temperature at this time of year that we're coming into allows for it to spread faster, greater strain on the NHS. You know, so there's so many things going on. And I suppose one sentiment would be, firstly, yourself, stay positive. Push through the next 6 months. Look for opportunities, not negatives, right? Now, it's one thing listening to an official statement from Boris yesterday or the government setting out a game plan, because it's important to be aware of the socio-economic implications of something like that happening. But I would encourage you over the next 6 months, don't pay too much attention to the mainstream media and the news, because it will almost certainly all be doom and gloom, and you don't need that added into the mix. Stay focused. Think about where you can add value. Think about the opportunities that are going to be presenting themselves, because in times of difficulty, in times of change, there are opportunities aplenty if you only look for them, right? Think about the economic outlook. Disposable income's coming down. Property prices are going to be coming down once this bubble bursts. There's never been a better opportunity to be buying coming into the early stages of next year if you've stockpiled cash and started preparing yourself from the start of lockdown for what's to come here. But keep an eye out for each other. You know, this is going to be, when you're walking, I was taking the dog for a walk this morning. I walked past a few people. Hello, good morning, how are you? You just, over these next 6 months, you don't know what people are going to be going through or what state of mind they're going to be in. You know, mental health awareness, thankfully, is on the up and up. But I think stay tuned into that with people more so than ever now, because people might not be with loved ones. You know, you've got this rule of 6 that's obviously being enforced. It's going to be a tough time for business owners who are having to close their restaurants and bars sooner. There's the potential for further restrictions if the spread of the virus isn't curbed. People have got some real challenges going on, so probably a better time than ever just to take a second to ask people how they are, because it can make a world of difference, particularly if there's people around who are living on their own. Might just want a bit of company for a second or a conversation. So look, from a business sense, I think there's never ever been a better opportunity to be buying property and doing deals. So stay focused, keep an open mind, stay educated, stay current on what's happening, ignore the typical negativity that comes out of the mainstream media, and stay positive. This is a time to push forward. And on a personal, social level, stay really tuned in to the people around you, because people will be facing big challenges over the next 6 months. And, you know, particularly mentally, with everything that's going on. So a quick hello, a quick how are you, a quick conversation can really lift someone, make them feel like they're not alone in the challenge that they're inevitably going to be facing for a while longer now. Wonder what you guys think about this. It's hot off the press yesterday, isn't it? So I'm sure we're all digesting it, but I'd love to hear your thoughts as always. And I wish you a very, very good day ahead. Okay, bye for now.